Welcome to the EpicVerse Podcast, where curiosities and theories run wild about the strange and spectacular and everything in between. And now, your hosts, JosiahRises, Benjamin, and Epic Mike.
Mike, you're back.
Yeah.
We're here. We're all here together once again on the podcast.
Here we are, back again. Guess who's back? Mike.
Everything, everywhere,
Let's
all
leave.
at
I don't
once.
know. I don't know who's over on that
Dude,
side. On my side,
everybody,
it's Josiah.
Everyone here, all together, again,
At the same time.
at the same time,
What is happening?
in the same hole. Wait, what?
I think we've been affected by
Affected by what?
Why?
The
aliens.
multiverse?
Or
The aliens. We got clapped.
we all
caught
got
it.
clapped since the last time we were
It
here. at
happened.
once.
Unbelievable. Can you believe this? In just a small period of time, we've all been clapped and we're all back.
No, honestly, it was Mike's ridiculous hippo stuff that he brought to the table last time. So,
Yeah.
yikes.
No.
You're welcome.
Yikes.
Mike and his hippo. I didn't even get to mention the Megatherium because he was so focused on the hippos.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Megatherium?
Megatherium
Yeah,
would
giant
get
sloth, baby.
a Megatherium would get clapped by that shriveled.
I would
hippo being.
love to see a Megatherium and a giant hippo fight. That'd be
Oh my
sick.
gosh! But the hippo would win.
True. Yeah, you just like
Wow.
chomp and then the Megatherium would be dead.
Wow.
I mean, am I wrong?
Megatheriums, they're kind of
You
They're-
don't
they're
even
kinda
know
sissy
them,
pants.
bro. No.
Yeah.
kind of sissy pants. They're sissy.
Remember that time? Remember
You
that
don't even
time that
know
the last
them.
Megatherium was trying to survive?
And he just
He
died in a
just-
mud hole.
He fell in mud and he just died.
It's like I
He's-
guess I'll die.
That's like
It's
a
like,
that's like a way back there reference for our viewers.
Oh man.
They're-
Yeah.
If they know that
Oh,
one,
this
then they've
mud,
stuck
it's
around.
So
Shout out if
hard.
you remember that reference.
Yes.
Shout out if you
Leave a
remember the
comment about that.
Megatherium dying in the mud.
In the mud pit. He just
Yep.
crawled in a mud hole and just died.
To be fair, it has been referenced in quite a few episodes, but
It has,
That's all
yeah.
right.
The
Keep
Megatherium
referencing it.
if you
continues
remember
to live
the
on.
original,
in spirit. So
you remember the original episode where that was brought up, then kudos to you.
100%. Kudos.
so how are you guys doing today? How's everyone doing?
Dude,
doing-
I got
I'm
to talk
doing, man.
about hippos a lot the last time we all were together.
Yes.
I
We're
like
doing
to
pretty
talk about
freaking great.
hippos.
Yeah.
I hate to talk. I actually hate hippos.
I'm
Well-
kind of done with the hippo talk.
No,
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
It's cute that you think that you can stop a hippo.
Dude,
doing
I could
anything.
stop a hippo.
I can stop a hippo.
I could
With
karate
what?
chop her right in the face. Boom.
No,
It'd be
it's not
and then
drop.
Josiah would be dead in like 2
absolutely
seconds.
wrong. Yes.
Josiah would be eaten and his whole body would just be
He would
chomped
get-
in half.
Josiah would get completely eaten by the hippo.
Chomped in half.
Yeah.
well, at
We
least
would
I
just
wouldn't
be-
die in a mud hole.
We'd
That's-
just be
that's good.
standing on the shore and all of a sudden
Yeah.
hear Josiah scream as he gets just obliterated by a hippo. And then we'd be like, man, wish we could have, it's like someone told him not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the question is, if I was tied to a railroad track and there's a hippo coming down the railroad track,
There'd be no hope for you. I couldn't stop it.
That's it.
There'd be nothing I could do.
This is the end of Josiah, to be honest.
I'd be like, oh man, this is disappointing. I mean, shoot. He came back from the shovel hit, but this one,
I literally hate it when I see hippos going down railroad tracks, to be honest.
Dude, I hate hippos in general. So
I don't know what your hatred of
Doesn't even-
hippos are.
doesn't even
but you're just
matter
gonna
if they're
make
on
them
a
more
railroad track or
angry. It's
not.
like you guys want them to be.
Baby hippos are cute though. That's the problem.
Baby hippos are adorable.
They are. Like I wish
Yeah,
I could just
well,
like grab one and just
you
hold
know
it
what?
close.
Baby
Be like,
Hitler was
"Aw."
probably cute
Oh,
too.
shake it. He was like, oh, you're so cute. Just
Yeah, well,
shake it.
yeah. Well, there's other babies in history that have probably been cute that turned out to be terrible people. It's no different with a
Well,
hippo.
that's the thing. The thing is, that at some point it's going to be one of those dangerous creatures on the planet, but it's
Mhm.
so cute.
So you got to
Yeah.
eradicate the entire species.
It's like baby tigers. Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're so cute, but one day you're gonna be a murder machine.
The problem with hippos is that they can go on land and in water.
Yeah, you can't stop them.
You can't stop them. Like,
They
what
don't
if
even know how to
hippos are actually the masterminds here and they have us distracted by, all these other things that could be taking over the world when
They
really
probably
they
do.
are the ones that are going to be taking over the world?
Wait a minute, and then this is where it gets crazy. I'm taking from that.
Yeah.
Ready?
Grab it. Grab it.
You know
grab
what
it
they're
good.
related to? Whales.
Oh.
We established this. But wait, what's a cousin of the whale? Dolphins.
No.
And what are the smartest
Mike?
creatures on the planet? Dolphins.
Dude, dolphins are
Dolphins?
freaking terrors.
Well, we know the dolphins are the worst. But what if dolphins whales, hippos, they're all in on it. They're all in on the conspiracy.
Honestly,
they're trying to take over the world.
I wouldn't mind living in a world that just had hippos, whales, and dolphins.
I would.
Because there would be
100%.
literally nothing else. The planet would probably die.
Yeah. There'd be a bunch of all the dolphins would be
You would
doing
have
is rubbing
literally
off on the
so
electric
many
eels. and-
animals would not exist that are important to the environment.
Pretty
They're-
soon, hippos are gonna be walking around on hind legs and tearing down the Statue of Liberty, and it's gonna be over.
Dude,
You
if
damn dirty
that's what
hippos. You
freaking
destroyed it.
if there's
Damn
ever
you.
if there's ever nuclear war, chances are the radiation's actually going to turn those hippos into the land
Oh
whales.
my gosh.
And
Oh my
they're-
gosh.
Land whales are
Oh
the whales
my
into
goodness.
land whales, and then the hippos into whatever their next form is.
This might
what
need
if-
to become a movie someday. Because
What if a freaking nuclear blast hit the planet and every single animal started de-evolving?
Then we get land whales again. Yeah,
You get land whales.
I would be.
You'd have
all
chickens
for-
turn into dinosaurs. I mean, what?
I would be all for finding out exactly what hippos would turn into if they just jumped forward again.
Yeah.
What would they?
Yeah.
What are they going to turn into?
where do
Dude,
they
I
go
wanna-
from here?
I want to see
Yeah.
hippos in 10,000 years.
Hippos and they just start wearing
Yeah.
hats. What if that's all it is?
Dude,
They
what if
start
hippos
wearing
just start
hats?
talking?
I mean, apparently hippos can be just willy-nilly cousins with anything. So next
Well,
thing
Apparently,
you
not
know,
anything.
apparently they can be cousins with
Whales.
things they don't even look like, Mike.
Yeah.
Why are you
They
guys
can-
so bitter about?
Next
I
time,
don't
next time they're just going to be cousins with
I-
cockroaches or
I
something.
just don't understand the bitterness towards these hippos. Like they
Next
didn't
time
do
we're going to
anything
find
wrong.
out that actually monkeys are hippos.
That's just weird.
That's about
Man,
as much. That makes as
man.
much sense as hippos being whales.
You know
So,
what?
Kinda
That's
does.
only because you're limited worldview. You guys gotta expand your minds. You have to expand
I don't know,
your
man.
mind.
I
You have to be willing to
I-
see the world in a different way.
I expand and see a lot of things, but the hippo whale
Whale?
connection, I just can't
Hippo-
see that.
They're not. Listen, it's not even a connect. They're cousins. They're straight up in the same family. They go to the same.
I don't know,
cookouts.
man. I don't know.
Dude,
It-
do they-
you know,
Pretty
listen,
sus.
I just don't feel like
Pretty
they go to the same
sus.
family reunions.
I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
don't see it,
I
Mike.
don't. I don't know why you guys are so against this. I don't.
I don't know
understand
why you're
you
so
guys are
for it.
Bothered.
Yeah, dude.
It's just science, man. Listen, normally you guys are all like, "Well, Michael, actually," and
I don't
I'm
trust
like, "I don't
science.
agree." You're
First
like,
off,
"Oh,
I don't talk like that.
we're like, we love space," and I'm like, "Man, space is kind of
Space is awesome, man.
Dude,
space is kind
freaking
of
dope.
munted.
You
We
know
don't
why
even
I
know
like
about the
space?
ocean
Because
yet.
we know literally nothing about it. That's what makes it.
Well, we
amazing.
know very,
Well-
very little about our oceans apparently too.
Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
ocean.
But
so-
hippos aren't in the ocean.
No,
Hippos can be in the ocean if they
okay, but
want to
they're
be.
not in the ocean, Michael.
They can be. They go over there.
Okay.
They
Hanging
swim
out
with
in the
hippos.
Nile River or something.
No,
Yeah,
they're
dude.
not just in the Nile River. You guys are out of control with this whole thing. Listen, it doesn't matter whether they're
only place I
specifically right
saw
now in the
hippo.
ocean, because you know what is in the ocean? They're cousins, the whales.
And
No.
I'm just saying, their families rolling deep.
The
over
only
there.
thing I'll give you, Michael, is 85th cousin, third,
Nope,
three
it
times
says first
removed.
cousins. First
the
cousins.
only thing I'll give you.
First freaking cousins. You don't get to tell me.
I bet
what
you
whales
I'm more
and
related
hippos
to a
are.
whell than I am to a hippo.
look,
Listen,
when I
I'm
look
not
at
going
my
to touch that one. That was an easy joke, and I'm not going to take it. It was
when
a
I
low
see my
swinging
first
fruit, and
cousin, when I see my first cousin, I don't, they look pretty similar to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
I-
I don't know how.
I don't know.
Us humans do a lot of weird stuff in our life. I don't know why your cousins look exactly like you do, but I'm not judging.
I didn't say they look
Yeah.
exactly like me.
No, he
but
said they don't look, super different.
yeah,
I
like
feel like
super different.
What
We're
are your-
all-
I actually, the sad thing is I don't even have first cousins, but that's fine.
Wait, what? What?
there you go. See,
yeah.
That's why. See, guys,
So
when I say it's a conspiracy, you see now that sometimes even you can get wrapped up in conspiracy and not even realize it. Josiah
Hmm.
doesn't understand, can't conceive, doesn't like the idea because he doesn't have first cousins.
well, that's
Well,
actually not
and-
true.
and-
I do have first cousins, but they're really annoying and they're a lot younger than I am. So
Yeah, so basically you
They're
just, you just
basically- they
pretend
don't
they don't even
exist.
exist.
yeah, exactly.
But you know what? Who has great first cousins?
Me.
Hippos, because
No.
they're whales.
Okay.
It's a great
All
time.
right, we got
All right,
to
but-
get off this because
See, but Michael, we
you
have
guys
to-
brought this
no,
up.
The thing
You guys
is,
came at
you
me.
have to
Insane.
you
This
have
is
to
insanity.
agree that hippos
to.
are first cousins with whales, and I just don't agree with that. So they can't have the best first cousins.
Hey, listen, you can agree with whatever you want to agree with or disagree. It does. Listen, this is a judgment-free podcast where we talk about whatever we want.
I'm judging.
They said it in the intro. Conspiracies and theories run wild, and you
They
guys
do
aren't
run
letting anything.
wild.
You're not letting anything run wild. You're trying to restrict the world.
Mike, the hippos run wild every day.
I don't want to live in a world where hippos and whales aren't first cousins.
Well, you're living in it now, Mike.
No, I'm not. I'm living in a world where they are, and I am better for it. We're all better for it.
Are you though?
Yeah.
The one thing I will never understand is Mike's hatred for space.
Yeah, me.
I don't
either.
hate
Space is freaking
space.
fascinating. Dude.
I just
I
think
just don't
we're
get
a
it.
little bit. I think we're just a little bit.
You know what else I will never understand Michael's hatred for? Underground cities.
This is true. Mike
That was a
absolutely
nice-
despises
That has
underground
literally
cities.
never been a thing.
He's literally come up to me
I
and said,
was-
"You
I
know
was
what? Those
actually the
underground
one that
cities."
That was the
frick
first
those
thing
guys."
Mike said
no,
when he came up
I
to
was
me.
the one that even brought up the Hollow Earth episode. Like I was the one that was like, "Bro, we got to talk about this." This
Hollow Earth
really
is
man.
dope, man.
Yeah, that means there's a Hollow Earth. Means there's cities. So I don't
No.
have anything against underground cities.
I don't know if there's cities in the Hollow Earth. I think that's all.
Oh, we talked about it.
Oh, there's cities.
There's a
Oh,
lot in there.
giant ape cities.
But you know what? If you want to do that segue, you want to ram that segue in, and just force it right through, we'll do it. Underground cities.
So tell us about
Talk about
underground
it.
cities, Ben.
I don't know anything about it. I was just trying to get Mike to stop talking about hippos.
I stopped talking about hippos. You guys brought me back into this world. Every time I'm out, they bring me right back in again.
Well, underground cities do be crazy. That's for sure.
They really do.
There's
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of underground cities. You know, they're all over the place. But the one
Yes,
thing,
listen to the single one. He's just like, they're everywhere. You just
no,
don't know.
I just can't pronounce their
One
names,
time,
that's
guess
all.
what? One time I found a hippo in an underground city.
I'm gonna try to pronounce this underground city's name. Okay?
I'll pronounce it.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on.
He didn't even look at it yet. He was like, "Oh wait, which one are we talking about?"
They're in Kuyu.
That was way off. Wow, you've absolutely butchered that. Good job.
Kuyu. Nowers. Walikza salt mine.
I think Ben's having a stroke.
Lilibola.
Boom.
Beijing Underground City. I can say that
Hey, there you go. Got
one.
it.
Petra.
Well,
Okay, Petro's easy.
let's start with the first one.
Okay,
Burlington.
so let's go. Let's take a little trip. Let's take a little trip to Turkey. All right.
oh,
and,
Pretend, guys,
uh,
we're
trip to
flying
Turkey.
together. We're flying through the air.
We're flying to
Our
Turkey.
winged hippos to Turkey. We're gonna go see
Oh.
some turkey.
to Darren Kuyu.
Yep.
So
How was that any better than the way I said it?
No, that's exactly how you said it. So I'm just following your lead
just-
on this.
Just keep
So
reading.
so apparently there's like this giant city in Turkey in a place called, it's called Darren Kuyu, and it's an underground city that apparently at one point was able to house up to 20,000 people.
Nice.
Wow.
18-story interior.
Wow.
People. That's huge.
I'm just getting over the 18-story interior.
That is insane. That's
18
absolutely
That's really
stories
close, by the way.
underground.
That's really close, by the way. It's Darren Kuyu.
Oh, there
Hey,
you go.
look, I was so close.
You are so close. So
20,000 people is a lot.
That is
Yeah,
a lot
but
of people.
18 stories.
Yeah.
That's like a giant skyscraper, but underground.
The question is, can you fall from 18 stories when you're already underground?
Yes.
No, because there's not
Yes.
windows, Mike.
But there could be a giant hole in the ground somewhere that.
Well,
just
yeah,
goes
but
down.
Why would
that's
you dig
probably
a
not,
giant
because that'd be a hazard.
Because people do stupid things all the time. Have
That's
you ever
true.
been on like
That's
seen
Dude,
a
this
mine
place
shaft?
apparently included wells, kitchens, schoolrooms, oil presses, a bathhouse, a winery, and a living space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Dude, I want to
absolutely
go to an
crazy.
underground bathhouse.
Yeah.
Sign me the frick up.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
That'd be awesome.
And the most crazy thing, the most badass thing about this is that it's like carved into volcanic rock.
Even cooler.
So like,
Dude, I bet you like the bathhouse was made up of hot springs
oh my
and
goodness,
everything,
dude, that'd be such a big brain play right there by
Big
So
brain.
interesting.
Darren Kuyans.
Darren
Apparently,
Coyans.
they had like in every single level of the city, they had like giant doors, like stone doors. And of course, this is what I love because we talked about this a little bit. Go ahead.
I was going to say that is a very interesting point that you brought up because there are a lot of giant doors in these
A
underground
lot of
cities.
giant doors.
I like
Mhm.
giant doors.
And the first assumption is that it was designed to protect from invading forces. So they can just close off.
Right.
But why would you close a door in?
Yeah, you're just closing
Mm.
yourself in.
You're just locking yourself in more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. These people weren't stupid. They wouldn't do that.
No. Why would they do
No.
that?
No.
So that lends us to two possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
One that ties into something we've already talked about at an extent: giants, giant people,
Which Ben hates.
large people.
Aliens.
But Ben hates them, so we're not
Ben
going to
hates
assume
giants.
that.
Frick
We're
the
gonna,
giants,
we're
dude.
gonna push the giants off the table. They'll be fine because they can just stand up and then they'll be fine. But what if the other possibility is the doors were not designed to keep something out, but
Mhm.
to keep something in?
Oh, snap.
Oh snap! Maybe they had a freaking giant creature under there.
But what kind of creature?
I don't know. Freaking
giant?
giant one, I guess.
Or possibly, let's take this a little bit of a step further here. Lizard people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lizard people.
oh,
I do
lizard
like
people.
lizard people.
Did you know that there is that there are these carvings of lizard people that were found in the Middle East, similar regions to this city right here, that were there's like these literal statues of people that look like lizards.
Really?
Totally.
oh, snap!
So they're called I'm going to totally butcher this, but they're called the Ubaid lizard people figurines that were dated from around like 6,000 to 4,000 BC. They were discovered in 1990 or 1919 in an archaeological dig site. And they, if you look at pictures of them, they look like
Going to look
freaking
at it now.
lizard.
Stop
people.
it. My computer's so dumb.
So there's like a female one and what looks like possibly a male one as well.
Interesting.
Oh, snap!
Sumerian statues.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. But that's not the only thing that we can go with this rabbit hole here.
Okay.
So apparently there was a thing back in the day here in
Okay.
America where
Marika.
people thought that lizard people lived in underground cities
Hmm.
under Los Angeles,
Interesting.
like thousands of years ago.
Interesting.
Oh,
So like
So they
around
thought
five,
the lizard people originated here.
maybe not originated because this would have dated the lizard people from LA around the same time that these statues of lizard people from Turkey or from the Middle East area were found and stuff.
Maybe they had tunnels.
Wow.
So the only logical conclusion is that there's lizard people scampering all over the place underground.
Underground.
well, and we actually, dude. See, this is the thing. We didn't plan on tying this all together. This is just how things happen.
We just always do tie it together.
Yeah, because conspiracies all tie together. It's a giant web.
It's a beautiful
Do you
web.
remember we talked? There's an episode where we talked about presidents
Mhm.
and conspiracies. And
Yep.
There was one president in particular who was obsessed with one very specific thing: mole people.
Mole people. And
Mm.
where do they live?
John Quincy Adams, mole people.
So maybe John Quincy Adams saw lizard people,
Maybe.
But he mistaked them
And-
for mole people.
but he
because
mistook them
Exactly.
for mole people.
because they live underground. And he was like, oh,
Mhm.
well, lizards don't go underground. So they must be moles.
dude,
easy mistake.
Easy mistake that can be made.
Easy mistake.
And everyone thought that he was crazy. But what
Maybe
if he was
he
actually
wasn't.
onto something?
yeah. I mean,
Because
crazy.
didn't he, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he send like an entire expedition of people to go find the mole people.
He helped fund an expedition by the
Okay.
guy who believed the Earth was hollow, hoping that they would also find the mole people. Yes.
Right.
It's all
So
connected. You see this?
exactly.
If there was a board behind me, a crime board, there'd be a lot of strings all tied together, following a
red
narrative,
strings everywhere.
leading us somewhere.
Mike's got article after article, pictures upon pictures.
Aliens,
And then just at the center, he's got lizard people.
lizard people, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, and as we know, like a lot of the theories about the Hollow Earth is that there are thought theories that there are dinosaurs
Mhm.
and things like that down there because it's closer to the core of the Earth. That there's a whole nother like Terran like atmosphere underneath the Hollow Earth.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there's water down there.
Yep.
Exactly.
I always
Exactly.
loved ideas like that.
So it's like,
yeah, and
Why not lizard people?
Mayans
Yeah.
also had like a thing for snake kings and stuff as well. It's kind of
Yes.
like they're really into that. So
and often, as we've noticed, there's a common theme. A lot of these places where they have these like encounters with lizard people, snake kings, snake gods, all this stuff, very tropical, warm environments.
mm-hmm.
Like places where they could emerge out of the ground and come up and meet the people,
Yep.
interact with
Exactly.
the people.
Middle East.
Exactly.
So what if they build these cities knowing, hey, we dug down deep enough and found these lizard people. They
Mhm.
live amongst us, or we have a tenuous relationship with them, but we have these gates because we know if they ever attack from below.
So I'm gonna take this a step further. Okay,
Do
we're gonna
it.
go. We're gonna go even deeper.
We're
into the
going
rabbit
deeper
hole.
underground.
I like to go deep. I
So
like to go
everyone-
Into the
deeper.
theory.
Everyone
Dive,
get
hold on
ready.
to your butts.
Hold on to your butts. So
dive deeper.
this is pretty crazy. So in India, we're gonna be taking a flight from Turkey to India now. So
Flighted hippos. Whoosh.
all right. So in India, there are statues of reptilian beings. And the crazy thing about this is that in the general area of where some of these carvings are of reptilian beings,
Mhm.
there also happen to be carvings of things that look pretty similar to astronauts and UFOs.
What?
Oh snap! This is in India.
Yeah, in India. Yep. And so they apparently these reptilian beings, they are called the Naga. They're
yeah, the
shape
Naga.
shifting.
Yep.
But the crazy thing about this is that if we really just want to tie everything with a nice, clean, nice little bow, it's all in the same area of other things that look similar to UFOs and astronauts and some of that, which is interesting because I actually was going to bring that up in one of our episodes coming up here about aliens and stuff like that. But it's pretty crazy. It's
That is pretty
pretty
crazy.
crazy.
So maybe the lizard people are the advanced civilization that left Earth,
Maybe.
and then they came back,
Exactly.
and that's why there's
Dude.
statues of them and stuff. Because they
kinda
helped
crazy.
people build things like pyramids in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
They probably helped, people do a lot of crazy things, and then they built statues to them like gods to remember them.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, freaking makes sense to me.
Or maybe our other theory about maybe they didn't leave Earth. Maybe they are still here
They're just in the Hollow Earth.
in Hollow Earth.
Yeah,
No.
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy, man.
Dude,
Freaking lizard people.
it's nuts. What
It's absolutely insane.
do you do about that?
And like Mike was saying earlier, like a lot of these underground cities, it's kind of crazy, but a lot of them have like abnormally huge like doors and
Which I find
Yes.
interesting, especially because they're underground. So like you'd have to do a lot of work to make that
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
happen, I think.
Yeah.
in Petra, there's another underground city, which this is apparently had a cameo in the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which is kind of cool. But the door on this thing is absolutely enormous. It's huge.
Wow.
And you just got to wonder, like, why would you need a door that big if you know,
Unless something
Right.
big was down there.
unless you needed to put something big inside
Yeah,
of
but
it.
I mean, even in the past, though, I feel like
Huge.
in history, there's always been kind of large doors on buildings.
Right.
It's true.
You know,
Right.
What if it was huge and throbbing and had to be stopped?
Exactly.
yeah.
Dude.
So I mean, yeah, it's just kind of crazy how all of this seems to be tying in with these underground cities that are all over the place. And
Wow. Yeah, they still. I just reading a little bit about Petra and stuff too.
Mhm.
They've done a lot of exploring, but they still believe that there is a ton that they've never even found that goes underneath the ground.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, that's what's crazy to me. I mean, like, think about that.
Mhm.
These people built this thing. Like, they built, like, we can't build anything like that today. We don't have anything like that we have skyscrapers. We build high up to the sky, and they're inefficient and they don't work nearly as well. And then you find out, hey, if you dig down, you have these giant, massive 20,000 person cities under
Mhm.
the ground.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
It is crazy. But the other part of it is,
Crazy.
why are they all abandoned?
Right.
Well,
Why
it's
don't they keep
interesting
them
here
up?
because it says the site for Petra, at least, the site has been inhabited since prehistory, but it's reached its peak. It reached its peak some 2,000 years ago when the ancient Nabateans hand chiseled the surrounding sandstones, hillsides, into a dazzling collection of tombs, banquet halls, and temples. So where did they all go? Did they just die out?
Mm.
Well, we know
They
you
said it
know,
may
I
have been
mean,
home to 20,000 people at its height,
Yeah.
and
Like,
later
but
abandoned sometime around 7th century AD.
It's crazy because when you look at like other cities and things like that, I mean, we have some cities, here in America and in other countries that have been abandoned, whatever, but not really many. It's pretty rare.
Mhm.
Like what happens at a civilization digs and toils for this giant city underground and then just leaves it. It's like,
Right.
we're out. Deuces.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Unless
No.
something happened. They didn't survive.
What could that be? That is
I
the
don't know.
question.
What were those
So-
doors for?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, and we've talked about this as well at length about, giants and stuff, which we should probably do another giant episode soon because there's a lot of crazy stuff about giants. Lots of
Yeah.
crazy. Ben, you just got to accept that giants are absolutely part of this whole alien
Part of the whole
thing.
conspiracy,
It's part of it.
Dude,
It's
but I just don't want to believe it.
We need
know?
you to get in on this.
I just don't want to
giant
believe that
thing.
those giants are part of
I know
our
you-
whole just.
I know you
stuff,
don't want
you know?
to, but we really need you to because
All right. We can talk about giants again at some point.
because they're trying to stop and take over the world, and we have to stop them, Ben.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know if I
know
you
that.
need to
No,
become a
100%.
giant slayer. You need to become a giant slayer.
Ah, yes, Benny Boy the Giant Slayer. That's the reputation I have to live up to.
And he's a giant
Exactly.
slayer,
I mean, there could be worse reputations out there. So
It's true. It's true. Benny Boy the alien clapper.
yeah. Yes.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So it'd be cool to explore some of these underground cities at some point and stuff.
I agree. I think that'd be really cool to. I don't know if they do any sort of tours around any of these things, but that'd be
That'd be really fun.
to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
That'd
they
be
allow you to go there.
Sick. Yeah.
It'd
Yeah.
be pretty legit. Pretty dope, as the kids say.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, man. We're gonna have to do a whole episode about abandoned cities and stuff too.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind
Pretty
of
Exactly.
cool.
Aztecs, Incans, Mayans.
Well, it's
Yeah,
kind
like
of.
this.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like this salt mine, we kind of skipped over it here, but there's literally a chapel in the cathedral carved out of rock salt in this salt mine.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, also known as the Underground Salt Cathedral. Poland's Wilczka salt mine is a massive subterranean complex of rooms, passageways, and statues located on the outskirts of Krakow, Poland. The site dates to the 1200s when miners first descended beneath the Earth's surface to find rock salt. In the centuries that followed, they slowly carved the mine into a warren of galleries and tunnels that extended more than 1,000 feet underground.
Hmm.
It's
Wow.
really interesting, and that's more recent. But they literally just like started making stuff out of this like salt crystal.
Right.
It's
Right.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Wow.
It's just kind of crazy to think about like how many like I don't know, like mythologies of everything out there that have like dragons. Like there's dragons in all of them, but there's also like just like human animal hybrid
Mhm.
things in so many
Yeah.
of them too.
Oh yeah.
Which
dude.
I find really interesting.
It is, yeah, it's
The human animal hybrid thing is very interesting.
it's found in like almost every mythology.
Yeah, which makes you think, since there's a common theme,
Yeah,
there must be something out there like lizard people.
there has
Yeah.
to be, you know.
There's got to be,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe there were all sorts of animal people and the lizard people just came out on top.
Maybe the lizard people were like, battle royale, we're winners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
just
if
a battle
they-
royale between all the human animal species.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, and then the whales were like, "We're out to the ocean.
Frick,
Be
dude.
back."
No,
Yeah,
that
and the
was-
hippos
Be
were
back.
like not out to the ocean. And
No. That's not what the hippos said. The hippos were like, they weren't there yet. It was the land whales. They were like, "We're going out to the ocean. We'll be back." And then look what happened. They made hippos.
Mm. Yeah, they made the
out in the
hippos.
ocean.
No, they just came back on land and hippos happened.
Uh,
You guys gotta
yes.
keep up with this lore.
The
okay?
hippos just happen.
I shouldn't have to keep explaining it to you.
I love how hippos
That's
just
true.
happen.
Now, another question that we can talk about here,
Okay.
just throwing another theory out into the, into the
All right.
the ether there.
Hit me with it.
What if there's giants and lizard people?
And aliens.
Hey,
What if aliens are lizard people and giants, but lizard people aren't giants? What if there's like two separate races?
Dude, I would freaking be terrified if I saw a giant lizard person.
yeah.
I would already be scared if I saw like a regular sized lizard person, but a giant sized lizard person, I might as well just die.
Yeah, dude. I mean, once again, we know that dinosaurs were a thing, but we don't really know how they functioned. We
Mhm.
don't know how they interacted with life. What if some of these
Maybe-
dinosaurs were way more intelligent than we thought? they
Yeah.
were?
Maybe dinosaurs probed humans and created lizard people.
Maybe they did.
And the whales to combat them designed the hippo, a
No.
living walking tank, because we know something about hippos. They can kill crocodiles very easily.
This,
They bite them in half.
Yeah, this is true.
Mike is trying to justify the
Crocodiles
existence of
are-
I'm
the
not
Or
hippo.
justifying
reptilian.
anything. I'm just telling you, if you pull on that thread enough, it always comes back to the hippo
Well,
Well,
every
does it?
time. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if hippos are the cornerstone that you think that they are.
listen. The thing about a cornerstone is there's usually four of them. You got four corners. Hippos could be one of the cornerstones
Yeah.
to answering everything that we've
Yeah.
always needed to know.
And our job is to seek out the other three cornerstones.
Because we found
Like-
the one.
It's like Thanos trying to find
Yeah.
the
Infinity stones?
We
the
just found a
Infinity
stone.
Stones.
We're like, hippos. It's just a hippo.
Freaking hippos, dude.
Ugh.
So we got hippos that are going to fight in the epic war against the lizard people and giants.
Yep.
We got to find the
We're
others.
just No, we need to find the others. We're doing it.
Now they're in a
We're
9
building
battlefield.
the
Be hippos, lizard people.
infinity conspiracy. Yep,
I love it.
that's our. type of
Don't
PR.
forget
the
aliens.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
this is tough to accept, but sometimes you can't pick your allies.
No.
Nope.
Sometimes you just got to accept that. Your allies might be people that you don't always agree with, and
Yep.
you just gotta
Mm-hmm.
fight for the greater good.
Because
Freaking
at the end
hippo
of the
people.
day, the hippos are there for you.
No.
We have them in our gauntlet, Ben.
Dude, I hope the
Hippos,
hippos are the
right there.
the hippos are the enemy.
The hippos are the
The-
first stone in our conspiracy gauntlet.
The sad thing is that the giant sloths could have been in a stone too, but they just
They just
They just
freaking
died.
died,
dude.
And they're just like, oh,
Yeah. So
I guess I'll just die.
Did you see the sloths we got today? Like, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are
dude,
they gonna
sloths today are so dumb.
do? Yeah,
They're literally the worst.
you know
Orc
what?
walls.
They're
You know what aren't
gross.
Dumb?
Actually, I
Hippos.
find them kind of gross.
They are
Sloths.
gross. They have algae growing on them.
Yeah.
And they pee on themselves.
They're
And they're just like, bro, I don't know what to do, man.
They take
Time to
like one
pee."
trip out of their tree to take a dump, and then
And
they get
sometimes-
hurt and, like,
sometimes they
killed.
try to climb up their own limb and then fall out of a tree and die.
They're like, time to die.
I guess.
Yeah, they're like, I'm just taking after my ancestor, the Megatherium.
We die easy. That's our motto.
Right here for
We
a long
die
time.
easier now.
We're here for a slow time.
We will always find ways to die easier.
I dig it.
They're just
Oh, man.
evolving like super backwards. Like,
It's really funny.
so that is going to be our absolutely insane and wild episode for this week. We hope that you guys enjoyed, and make sure that you go back and kind of check out some of the stuff that we talked about. You know, some of these underground cities and some of that type of stuff. It's really cool, really fascinating stuff, and the Naga and everything else. So thank you so much for listening, watching, all of that good stuff. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and leave a comment. And if you're listening to us on your favorite audio podcast platform, then please leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate that.
Do
We'll
it up.
catch you in another episode very soon. Bye.
Bye.